Hello, welcome to Canterbury Live. It is the 1st of July, a pinch and a punch for the first of the month. Now, the 1st of July is Dry July for some people, a fundraising event, or it's all about losing the alcohol for the month, and it's all about fundraising for adults that are going through cancer at the moment, for them and their families. So a wonderful cause. So if you know anyone that's doing it, then please support them for Dry July. Rolf Harris, unfortunately, he was found guilty today of 12 counts of child sex offences, and he will be sentenced at the end of the month. A horrible end to a wonderful career and entertainment, but I guess a very, very happy result for his victim. So not a nice day for everyone involved. Now, what do you wear in bed? Bit of a personal question, isn't it, to ask? Apparently couples that wear nothing in bed are more likely to be happier than their pyjama counterparts. The results of a new survey found that couples who sleep naked are almost 10% more happier than PJ wearers. More than 57% of nude sleepers said they are happy in the relationship, compared to 48% of PJ wearers, 43% of nightie wearers, and 38% of onesie wearers. Now, what will you wear tonight, I wonder? Well, today is also a very special day for one special cameraman, Jarvis, who's in our studio right now. Is 23 today, and we have a special happy birthday from Katy Perry.
Happy birthday to you. And thanks for being a fan.
And we've just blown the budget for Canterbury Live for the rest of the year, just for Jarvis, that we had Katy Perry do that for him. So, and there he is, on a moose. Well, that's an interesting shot there, Jarvis. Well done. Right, coming up on today's show, we have a clip of High Heels in the High Country. We're talking about the cycleways here in Canterbury, and it's the second week of the challenge for Rihanna Smith, thanks to Contours. Well, we just talked about cancer with adults, but at the other spectrum, of course, there is children that are fighting cancer, which is just not right at all. And I'm joined by Claire Wilkinson to tell us all about One Day for Child Cancer. Welcome, Claire.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us, and very exciting news that apparently your new home will be built or started very shortly.
We're really excited. We've been waiting for it for a long while, since the earthquake, since the September earthquake. So we are really excited that the project's about to start, and we're going to rebuild the family place for our families.
Oh, excellent. That's really good news. So tell us about One Day. What is it?
One Day is a fantastic campaign. It's a lot of fun. Obviously, children with cancer go through challenges every day. So what we ask in July is that everybody can support them by taking up a challenge of their own to raise funds for child cancer. So anything goes at all for their challenge. It can be schools do mufti days, it can be a cake raffle, it can be giving up speaking for a day, it can be you know, whatever you can do. Throw a dinner party, charge your guests a donation to child cancer. Any way you can raise money, just one day in July would be really fantastic, just to support these kids that go through challenges every day.
Do we have to register anywhere if we've come up with an idea?
You can go onto the Child Cancer Foundation website, which is childcancer.org.nz, and on there you just click on the One Day Challenge and you can register on there.
Oh, excellent. So it's all above board and nice.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's very easy to do, and it can be a lot of fun. Well,
speaking of fun, have you got any stories to share with us of like peculiar challenges people are setting themselves?
We've had some fantastic ones. Last year we had Kieran Reid, who's our ambassador. He actually was challenged to not talk about rugby for a day, and then he was called up on air, and we tried very hard to get him to speak about rugby, so that was lots of fun. Stitchy, who's a DJ on radio, he also, he's terrified of children. He had to go into a preschool and care for children for a whole morning. That was his challenge, his one-day challenge. We raised a lot of money for that one. There's some fantastic things. This year we've got there's just so many things, and businesses also. Like, we've got pizza places that are giving their garlic bread donations for the day. Anything goes. People give up coffee. A lot of businesses and staff will give up their coffee, and then their money goes towards.
Yeah, that's a big call, isn't it?
Yeah, so it can be as big or as little as you want. We've got people shaving their heads.
Oh wow.
We've got a lovely young boy who's 10, and he's shaving his head tomorrow. Actually, he goes to Harewood School.
What's his name? We'll just give him a shout out.
His name's Brody.
Oh,
Brody
good on you, Brody.
And so he's doing that tomorrow. Plus, he's organised mufti day at school and things like that. So, yeah, lots of people doing a lot of things. Fun fairs, car washes, plenty.
That's fantastic. So let's talk about some of the specifics and what challenges do face a child going through cancer each day.
Right, well you've seen, most people when you see images of children with cancer, as you did on the poster that you put up before, children are always wearing beads around their neck, and there are special beads of courage. And so every one of those beads represents a milestone or a treatment that the child's been through in hospital. And so when you see those children, they have hundreds and hundreds of beads, and every one of those is for something that they've been through, one of their challenges. And you'll see there's, you know, thousands of them accumulated over time, and it's a visual as to what they go through. So there's that. There's also the challenges of the whole family, because we support the whole family, not just the child. So you've got the parents obviously trying to balance their busy life with their sick child. We've got the siblings who, it's really tough on the siblings, so we support them as well, and the extended family. So with 2 treatment centres in New Zealand, 2 main treatment centres at Starship Hospital and Christchurch Hospital, most families that are going through cancer have had to travel out of their support network and are being treated at those 2 centres for long periods of time. So there's a lot of support that's required for those families to just to help them to not feel so isolated, and just to give them, you know, just assistance at a really, really horrible, tricky time in their lives.
Exactly. Can you give us an example? I'm glad you raised about siblings, because that is a tricky thing, is it? When all your attention is on one of your children when they're going through this.
Absolutely.
You could be, you know, forgiven for not forgetting, but not maybe giving as much attention
and
to
I
them.
think that the parents going through this too are always so conscious of the sibling that's missing out. So it's really hard on the parents, because they are obviously concerned about the sick child, but they are very much concerned about the siblings as well. And it often means having to give up some of their after-school activities, or one parent may be in the hospital with the child, the other parent may be at home. Or there's also families that are, you know, aren't 2-parent families, so you've got all those sorts of things as well going on. So every family is a little bit different. So from the moment that they're diagnosed with cancer, we have a family support coordinator that's assigned to the family, and they work with that family through the whole journey just to see what support they need. And as I said, every family is very different with the pressures that they will go through, and siblings is very much a part of that support that we give.
Well, well done to you, Claire, and the team. I wish you all the best for one day. I think it's a fantastic idea, and it's not too late. So if you've come up with an idea there, I challenge you to go to the website childcancer.org.nz. Stay with us after the break. We're learning all about cycleways right here in Canterbury.
Join me, Jude Kirk, every weekday as I share with you some of the best shopping in Canterbury.
Blackwell's has a proud history presenting leading vehicle brands, extensive backup and service for a total one-stop driving experience. Holden, Mazda and HSV new and used vehicle sales, servicing, parts, paint and panel, Isuzu truck sales and service, all together in one convenient location. More selection, more value, more quality and more reasons to make Blackwell's your #1 choice. Visit Blackwell's today, corner Waterloo Racecourse Road, Sockburn, or online at blackwells.co.nz.
Avoid the monkeys when it comes to relocating. Trust A1 Movers, a family business since 1993 that guarantees a professional job every time. We carefully handle and wrap your valued items, ensuring they have a safe journey. Secure storage and insurance options are also available.
A1 Movers, the careful, caring moving company.
Oi!
Action Removals, offering short or long-term storage facilities, full packing services, comprehensive rates, all fully insured and with 6 vehicle sizes to choose from. Earthquake repairs? Action Removals pack, move, store and return your valuable possessions stress-free. Action Removals, a family business that has been operating in Christchurch for over 10 years. Action Removals, your one-stop removal service on time, every time. 0800 222 526.
Welcome to Caltex Redwood. We're a family-owned business proudly supporting our local community. We're open 24/7 for fuel and shop goods, and we have an amazing team of people ready to help you. Save at least 6 cents per litre using AA Smart Fuel cards. We also offer great value on our LPG bottle fills. We have a full workshop and Bridgestone Tyre Centre. Our mechanics and tyre technicians will get your car sorted. Caltex Redwood, we're just down from St Bede's on Main North Road. Caltex Redwood, what drives you?
Hi, Rob Coate-Williams. Join me with Rob's Country every Friday at 7:30 in the evening when I take you out of town and talk about anything this country. Rob's Country, Friday at 7:30.
Now we have a traffic update every Monday. Well, one mode of traffic that we should really be thinking about, or transport, is cycling. And I'm joined by Professor Simon Kingham to tell us a little bit more about the cycleways in Canterbury and the whole motion to get that forward. Welcome to Canterbury Live.
Hi, Andrew.
So obviously you're an avid cyclist, Simon.
I'm a commuter cyclist. I wouldn't say I'm avid, but I cycle to work. It's my way of travelling to work, yeah.
Okay. So why are you so passionate about getting the cycleways
I think
sorted?
Because the reason they're important and the reason I'm passionate about the cycleways is we know from the research in Christchurch that the biggest thing that stops people cycling is they don't feel safe. And so the new cycleways, what they're going to do is they're going to allow people to feel safe because they're going to have physical separation from traffic, and we know that's the thing that stops people cycling. So you give people physical separation, they'll feel safe cycling, and then they'll be able to start cycling.
So tell us a bit more about how we're going to make them safe. What is going to go in between the vehicles and the bikes?
It'll be a range of different things. The simplest one is you take the parked cars and the cycleway and you flick them around. So when you're cycling along, you're in essence cycling along what is now the parked car area, and then you'll have the parked cars and then the traffic. So that's a very simple way of doing it. In some cases that isn't possible, and we'll have planter boxes, we'll have little posts, we'll have curbs, we'll have a range of different things. But the key is it'll make cyclists feel safer because the cars can't actually get into their lane of traffic.
Right, okay. So do you hope adding more cycleways will actually encourage people to get out and cycle?
It should do, and what we know, there's a mantra from all around the world which says build it and they will come, and what it says is that if you build a little bit of cycleway, you actually get a few more people cycling. And what we're talking about is a number, 13 cycleways across vast parts of the city, and so what you should start seeing is more people cycling. And we should see great numbers cycling.
So how can we all challenge the perception that cycling isn't safe then?
Yeah, because it is a perception. I mean, in reality, it's not as safe, it's not as unsafe as people feel, but the reality is that to some extent, what we feel about it, perception is reality. Because I could say to you, it's actually safe, go and cycle, but if you don't feel safe, you're not going to do it. So I have the same feeling with my kids. I think, yes, I know statistically it's safe, but I just don't feel safe letting them go out. So we have to actually make it feel safe, and the key is the physical separation. And of course what will happen is the more people that cycle, we know that it becomes safer in itself. And there's a number of reasons for that, but certainly you get safety by numbers, safety with numbers.
Are you seeing more people are starting to cycle though, that you work with? I mean, you're at the University of Canterbury, aren't you, in the geography department, so shout out to them.
Yep.
Are you seeing more of your colleagues and students cycling than before?
Over the years, we've had a number of increase in the number of students, definitely. But we also know from the latest census that the number of people cycling to work in Christchurch has actually gone up, as has been seen across the country. So there's a slight increase in the number of people cycling to work, and actually a slight decrease in the number of people driving to work. So we're starting to see a change, which is actually a global change. There's a concept called peak car, which is demonstrating that the number of people choosing to use cars as their mode of transport is actually declining, and it's particularly declining amongst young people. So the future is actually looking quite rosy in terms of travel behaviour and the way people are choosing to travel.
How's your relationship with the council?
I work pretty well with the council. I'm not employed by them, but I talk to them about the research we're doing, and I think the research we did back just before the earthquake is actually feeding into the design of these cycleways, because they know that physical separation is the key.
From a geographical aspect, obviously that's your profession, do you think you have more of an insight on how you can make it work?
I think so, because what we're saying is we're looking across the whole city, and my job, of course, is about doing research and understanding research and then teaching about it. So sometimes people in the council don't have as much time for that as we have, so that's why it's good that the university can feed in and work with the council on these things, and that's a good part of our job.
So what other resources do you really need to get things kick-started and to come into an end?
At the end of the day, the thing we need is money to invest in cycling. And what we know recently, the council made a decision originally that the cycleways were going to be 5 years, over a period of 5 years to be built. And then they changed it and they said we need 8 years to do it. And they've just changed it back to 5 years. So that actually means there's a bit more money. So that's good. And it's very much money coming from the city council. What we really need is more money coming from the central government. And of course we know recently they've just announced an extra $200 million for more roading.
That's right.
And that's to go on top of the hundreds of millions of dollars they're already putting into roading. So we actually need a change and shift from central government, because they put less than 0.5% of their funding into cycling and walking. And locally we're doing the opposite, so hopefully we can start seeing a change there, that they can actually see that walking and cycling and invest in active transport is actually really good value for money, which it is. It's great value for money.
So are they listening?
Central government doesn't seem to be, or whether they're listening and ignoring it, I don't know, but they're certainly not acting on it. And yet it's interesting, I think, with central government is they talk about value for money and economic efficiency, and yet many of the roading projects they're putting up are actually really inefficient. And yet the cycling projects, increasingly over the world, we're seeing cycling projects where you invest $1 and you get $10, $20 of value back. Some of the roading projects they're doing at the moment, you're putting $1 in, you're getting 20 cents of value back. That's poor economics from a government that talks about economic efficiency.
No, so they definitely need you on board to help them, Simon. Thank you for making the effort to come in today.
No problem.
And if you want to find any more, you have a Facebook page, I believe, as well.
Do.
Yeah, so we'll head to that.
Thanks.
Now stay with us after the break. Rihanna Smith in her second week of the Contours Workout Challenge.
The world has a great deal to tell. Journalists from across the world report on their home nations and the experiences of the people who live there. World Stories.
Christchurch has its very own enchanted utopia, the Hitching Post. Pop in and see for yourself. A magical assortment of handmade creations, custom-made candles and artwork. Choose from our huge range of water features, garden art and imported giftware. Specialists in handcrafted metal artwork made in store. Nestled on 722 Marshlands Road. The Hitching Post, defining art our way.
My son's helped me greatly with my independence now that I've got more mobility.
Mum, I've been looking into stand assist chairs from More Mobility. They recline back with a footrest, then when you want to get out of them they stand you up. You can even sleep on them. More Mobility can bring one out for a free trial. There's even electric beds too. What do you think? For more range and more expert advice, see More Mobility, corner Clarence and Princess Streets off Blenheim Road.
What a difference More Mobility makes.
Meet me there in Edgware. Bailey's Bar have reopened in their new location on the corner of Edgware Road and Colombo Street. Bring some friends along and enjoy a great range of top brand ales and our fine selection of wines, coupled with good music and a friendly ambience. The perfect place to start your day or evening out. Come and enjoy the great atmosphere at Bailey's Bar.
Every Saturday evening at 8 o'clock, we screen a riveting and educational documentary, ranging from history to music, culture to religion, and everything in between. Saturday night documentary, 8 o'clock, right here on CTV. It's Canterbury.
Welcome back to Canterbury Live. Well, we met Rihanna Smith, one of our team members here at CTV, and thanks to the Contours team, she has a 12-week challenge, and we now see her in her second week.
Week 2 of my 12-week challenge, and I'm down here at Contours, and as promised I'm going to be doing a bit of hard work today. Now I'm joined with Lynn, one of the personal trainers down here. Hi Lynn.
Hello, how are you?
Oh, I'm okay. I'm a little bit nervous, to be honest.
Don't be nervous. How was week 1?
Week 1 was good. I think it took a few days for my muscles to actually get used to working again, but no, I feel good. I came down a few sessions. I did a bit of Pilates as well.
Excellent.
So yeah, that was new. So yeah, it was good. Yeah, not too bad. But what are we doing today?
Oh, lots and lots of fun stuff today. Yeah. So what we're going to be working on, start you off with a dynamic warm-up. So doing a little bit of running, a little bit of bounding, and then we're going to get in. I'm going to have a wee look as we go about to see where your weaknesses are, where your strengths are, so I can kind of assess that as we go. Yeah. And then we're going to get into a wee bit more of the hard work. Right. I won't go too hard to start off with, I promise, because I know you're still getting back into this. But we will get you warm, get a wee bit of a sweat up.
Okay, I'm happy with that.
Excellent.
All right, I think we should get into it.
Cool, let's do this. All right, Rihanna, we're going to get you jogging just to start off with.
Just a jog?
Just a jog, please, nothing too crazy. So just jogging up to the top, touching the ground, and then coming back. So again, just staying on those toes, keeping those abs engaged all the time. Keep facing that mirror, coming back. Drop that back knee down and just lean back slightly so you get a nice big stretch on that back leg. Okay, and then the last one on the way back down, we're going to go toe, toe, heel, heel. So you're going to do 2 on your toes, 2 on your heels. Okay, and we're going to put this around your ankles. It's the simple things which you always need to be a bit scared about. So remember, don't bring those feet in too close. We want to keep that constant tension. We're going to do a move called inchworms, okay? Inchworms is a core exercise. So gonna get kind of like your abs working. It's also a shoulder stability exercise. Active recovery. We just keep on moving all the time. Ready for round number 2? Okay. Okay, so bench pushing time. So what I want from you, hands on the bench. We're going to go pretty narrow. I want your back staying nice and strong, and all I want you to do is just take nice big steps, push that bench all the way up to the top, and back. Yeah, very nice. I want you to bring it up right above your head, and I want you to slam it into the ground as hard as you can. Then you're going to pick it up and you're going to do it again. You got it. You can just drop it. It's okay. You don't need to carry it. We're going to do 20 seconds. You keep on going until you hear that beat. Awesome. 10 seconds rest. Yeah, and then we're doubles. She did good. You did well.
Well, that's the end of our training session today. And Lynn, how do you think I went?
You did fabulously well. I was very impressed. Yeah, this kind of style of training is hard, so you did great.
Well, it did feel really hard at the time. And I got to say, I did actually feel a little bit sick there for a wee bit, but yeah, I got through it.
I was very impressed.
Okay, so what are we doing next week?
Next week is weights. Yeah, so we're going to get you out in the gym floor. Going to be doing some squats, some chest, some back work, some core work.
Okay, well there you have it. You've heard it from Lynn. Next week, be watching. We're going to be out on the floor lifting some weights down here at Contours in Papanui.
Well done to Rihanna on her second week of the challenge, and thanks to Contours, a fantastic gym if you're looking at making a new start. A new start. Well, funny thing today, it's actually a sad thing for us here at Canterbury Live and the family. We're losing our producer, Tracy Woods. She's heading on to a new career. And Tracy Woods, Tracy Woods, that'd be Murray Woods probably looking down at me, but anyway, Tracy and laughing. So if we come out wide now, you'll see I've actually jumped seats. I know, it's funny. Normally I'm sitting over here with Tracy, and I'd like to welcome now our General Manager, Andrew Keeley, into the studio.
Thank you.
Special presentation.
Yes. So look, sadly, as Andrea's just mentioned, Tracy is off on a new journey. She is doing something medical, we believe. Not too sure what that is, but it is bit of a secret, I understand. But she's going off to sort of endeavour and journey a better and more exciting career, I understand. But we're sadly going to miss Trace. She's been an amazing team member here at CTV. And myself and the team wish you all the very, very best, Trace. And we look forward to hearing all the exciting journeys that you do have in the future.
Oh, you will.
I'm sure that we will. And as a little appreciation, there's a card with some lovely little messages there.
Oh, thank you.
A beautiful flower that's been hand-picked just for you, Trace.
Oh, yay.
And some amazing little gifts in here. I've been pre-warned to say that you need to be very, very careful in opening them up because they are breakable.
And the team, it's live, we have to go, so bye, say goodbye.
Bye. See ya.
One of the lovely things about rural women is their adaptability when it comes to helping out and building their own businesses. Emma went out and caught up with a lady who was selling to the country what she grows in her garden.
Tucked away beyond a small town called Rotherham is this unique business. Thousands and thousands of flowers plastering this backyard. Meet Marina Shearer, the owner of Rodo Direct. She wanted to do something with her husband, who works here, their 1,500 hectare sheep and beef farm with his dad.
So there wasn't really a place for me on the farm, and I was actually quite relieved about that.
But after 15 years of marriage, was gardening the answer?
When we got married, we had this pact that we made with each other that there would be no garden, and we were both really excited about that. But there was something about moving into the little cottage on our farm that just screamed buxus, iceberg roses, and from there, the rest is history.
That history filling 60 hectares, with 50 different types of rhododendrons in every colour of the rainbow.
After 15 years of doing this, the nursery has expanded beyond our comprehension.
A job that keeps the couple busy, especially heading into the summer season.
Over spring, it's dawn till dusk every day. We can have up to 100 people here a day over spring. It's flat out. By the time Christmas comes, we're quite relieved. It's a bit of a rest, bit of a relax. And then once we're into autumn, we're getting ready for sending roadies all over New Zealand. We're sending plants out every day of the week. We have Saturdays off, but apart from that, there's orders coming in all the time.
But how did it get so big?
So this is where it all began, is it? Yeah, 15 years ago, this was Rodo Direct. We built this area first and we're selling out of here. We expanded into this ginormous rectangle here, and the car park was right down the end. Totally outgrown this area now. This is our growing on area and our cuttings area. So most of these rhododendrons are sitting here because they're precious to us and we take cutting material. Our baby plants go in there, and there's another store area at the back.
And from here they built this shade, but quickly outgrew that as well.
About 5 years ago, we decided that we needed a bigger structure. So my husband and his father got together and built that, basically to protect the roadies from the sun and the heat of summer, which is very hot here, and then from the snow. Roadies are actually really resilient to snow, but we thought that we needed to have somewhere where we could put a lot of plants and protect them from really heavy extreme snowfall.